Good morning all, it's Lynn here from Destiny Fulfilled. I do hope that today finds you well. The card that I have drawn for the collective today is the Page of Cups. And I think we had this recently where he was possibly reversed. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know we've had this card recently. So this card, when we get it, can talk about new knowledge, new understandings, new experiences that are coming our way. It can talk about being a dreamer. It can talk about being creative. It can talk about looking for synchronicity and magic in our lives. It can talk about enthusiasm, finding creative solutions to situations or problems that we have. It can also call for us to also see the magic and serendipity that is at play in our lives at this time. Now, I know for me personally, I often get caught up in the doing of things, and I don't recognize or acknowledge a lot of the times the serendipity and the magic that is at play. You know, those synchronicities that occur that help us in some way whilst we're doing, in the journey that we're on at this particular point in time. So it's becoming more mindful about that, It's also about being open to the possibilities. I said, I do remember saying that, when pigs might fly, as in, it will never happen because, it will only happen when pigs fly, right? But it could also be looked at in a more optimistic frame where, yep, pigs can fly, it's going to happen, this sort of, having, rather than looking at it as in a negative aspect, we can look at something from a more positive aspect as well. So one question you might want to ask yourself is, what serendipity and magic is at play in my life? What have I noticed? When has that come to my attention when I've been mindful and actually seen something serendipitous or magical that has occurred? Really dig deep down on that one, because I think you'll find that there are some. Another question that you may want to ask yourself is, if anything was possible, what would I do at this particular point in time? If anything was possible, no caps, no restraints, no constraints, no constriction, no negative effects, negative repercussions. If anything was possible, what would I want to do at this particular point in my life? So that's maybe a question that you can dig in and get some clarity around. What is it your heart is truly yearning for at this particular point in time? Another question that you might want to ask yourself so that you can connect with this feeling more clearly is, when I'm feeling enthusiastic and optimistic and anything is possible, what does that feel like in my body? How does that represent itself in the way that I physically express myself in the world? Do I feel it in my stomach? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your chest? How does those feelings represent themselves within your physical body, so that you can understand what that feeling is when it is in your body in the moment, and B, you might also be able to reproduce it again in the future, mindfully reproducing it in the future. And lastly, how can you build your enthusiasm and gain momentum and excitement around something that has been lacking that in your life at this point in time? Do you want to continue with whatever that is? And if so, how can you build more of that enthusiasm, that optimism, that excitement around that situation, so that you can engage more fully with it at this particular point in time? Some really, really good questions to ask yourself to really dig down deep and understand how you play in the world. And that's what this series is all about for me, right? It's about using the tarot to really start to dig down deep into yourself, into your psyche, into your beliefs, into your understandings, into your feelings, and really starting to understand how you're at play in your reality at this point in time, in your world, right? We all behave differently and all behave for different reasons. But it's all about self-knowledge and self-understanding, and that's what I use the tarot card for. Besides doing, divination and readings for other people, which I do, I also use it for self-growth, for self-understanding, for self-discovery, and self-support of myself during my journey at this time. Anyway, I hope that your day continues to be well and in love and light. I shall see you tomorrow.